Hello, thank you for listening to the way that I used to present the story, the history of Australia. My aim with doing this, it was designed really for very young children because I used to work in a very multicultural junior primary school. And so often when we'd talk about telling the story that was inclusive of the Aboriginal story, the story of not just colonisation but also invasion, there would be the argument that the children that we were teaching were too young to hear that story. Whereas I felt that if they're old enough to be told why people are marching on Anzac Day, and if they're old enough to be racist, which little children can be, especially if they're repeating some of the things that they're hearing in their home, then they're old enough to hear this story. But I've made it in a way that I hope is they were able to hear. And I used to do it numerous times, sometimes with adults watching, and I never had problems with parents complaining about this story being told because the children were too young. I really think that they can handle it. The story, really, I'd love it if people would make it their own and use it by using, I used a map and a wooden boat and things like that. If you felt that you could run with it and do it yourself, then that's really the ideal way, instead of just putting it on the whiteboard, because then the children are very included in the telling of the story and it becomes interactive. You just have to be a little bit careful that they don't hijack the story. But please make the story your own, and I never had one complaint when I told this story in this way, even though the children were between the ages of 5 and 8 years. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation.